Hello, friends. How are you doing today? I'm sending you all happy, good vibes and energy. And yet again, super grateful that you're here practicing and sharing your practice, even from afar, with me. It's really beautiful to come together in this format and to play and to have fun. If you have any comments or suggestions or want anything out of the yoga practices that I'm providing and sharing with you, please leave a comment down here in the Facebook Live and let me know what it is that your body needs and that your body is looking for. And I'd be happy to bring it to you. So thank you again for sharing and for being here. Let's come to a comfortable seat and we'll just drop in. I'm going to leave us in silence and we'll take about 10 deep breaths together, about 30 seconds to a minute here. So really just relaxing those arms on the lap and go ahead and roll the shoulders back. And that's just going to help open up through that chest and out through that heart. It's going to help that breath just become a little more natural, a little bit more easy. And before we close the eyes, the only thing that you really want to think about today is really tracing that breath fully from the nostrils all the way down to the very base of the belly. So we really want to feel that belly fall and rise with each inhale and exhale. You can also place a hand or two on the belly and just make sure you're achieving that. But again, no pressure and no judgment on yourself with this. Just feeling the breath, honoring the breath, being still for a few moments. When you're ready, drop in and close the eyelids. No need to count the breath, just keeping that chest open and keeping the belly moving with each inhale and each exhale. Invitation to soften through the physical form. Notice anything that might still be gripping. And with the eyes remained closed, either keep the hands where they're at or take the index fingers to touch, the tips of the fingers and the thumbs to touch. Bend the index fingers down a little, you'll make a little heart sign, and then holding it right up against your chest, against your own heart center. Breathe into that wisdom, into that beauty, into that fullness and the wholeness of who you are. And then fold the hands together on top of each other, over the heart, and bow the chin down toward it. Release the hands, and as you breathe in, lift the gaze and open the eyes. So last week was all about balance. I hope you had some playful energy with that and had fun with it. Today we're going to examine some strength and balance together. So a little bit more of that balance play, but also working into some strengthening poses. So let's get started. We'll meet in all fours position, hands and knees. And you just really want to spread out through those palms as always. Soften the elbows and then soften that heart. Yeah, try to watch the head doesn't drop. It likes to do that. So we just want to really keep those ears right in line with the shoulders. Extend your right leg out back behind you. Flex through it so the toes point down and really stretch out through that right leg. What I want you to do is bring that right heel out to the side. You'll feel that left hip flexor start to really activate. And then I want you to bring it back, that right leg back in line with the hip, drop down through that right hip so both are squared up and engage the belly muscles. Good, one more time, all the way out as far as it feels right for you. And then back in toward neutral and center. Awesome, release back to all fours and then extend left leg, flex through it. So the idea here is to really charge that up. Even the foot is working here. Left heel floats out to the side. I just kicked a chair. Maybe you're finding the same thing. Rest it back toward midline. Good. Fire it up, flex it up, and then take it back out to the side. Use your belly muscles. Soft elbows, soft gaze. Bring it back in line. And then go ahead and tuck those toes under, release the knee, and then lift the knees about 3 inches off the floor. And we'll hold and hover, pausing here, zipping up that belly button toward the spine. Good. Just leave a nice neutral gaze right down in between the hands and soften through those elbows. Awesome. Release those knees down and then walk those hands way out in front of you. Keep the elbows bent and lifted. And then I just want you to bow the heart, the forehead down toward the floor. So you really feel hopefully some shoulder blade activation here. Keep that belly toned and working. Take 2 breaths. Come back to that breath rhythm. Good. Wander your heart back up and forward. Step the hands back in, and we'll slide it back up to plank pose. So we'll step right foot back and then left foot back. 3 breaths here. Staying really solid in that foundation. The core is still really working. The neck is long, the ears are in line with the shoulders, and the elbows are soft. So you can stay in plank. If you'd like to kick it up a notch, we'll do kind of yogic push-ups. So we'll bend the elbows straight back, being mindful of the humerus bones, making sure the shoulder blades are on the back body, and we'll hover 3 to 5 inches off the floor. And then we'll press it back into plank. So you're either staying in plank pose or you're coming with me for 2 more of those. Exhale on your way down. Inhale on your way up. Last one if you're working it. Good. Exhale. Press those hips back. Feel a nice stretch. Even lift up through the wrists so that just the tops of the hands and the fingers are on the floor. And then lift those armpits up and melt the heart down. Bend one knee and then the other. Take 3 deep breaths right here. Good. We'll step forward to forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend and bow as much as you need to. Maybe you're taking ragdoll. We'll spend 3 breaths here, whatever feels appropriate and right for your body. Come back into your natural flow of breath. Hug in with those shins and lift the sitting bones any amount higher. You'll really feel those hamstrings working and opening. Good. From here, we'll come up halfway and we'll float those arms out to the side. So you're kind of in this nice swan dive, pausing here. And then the palms will face down. I just want you to shrug those shoulders up and back. Use those belly muscles. Pause for a moment and then root to rise all the way to stand, keeping those arms open. Yeah. So reaching those palms out toward the side. Exhale, bring the hands in front of you, palms together. 3 more. Inhale and open. Open through the chest and the heart. Lift it up. Exhale. Bring the hands together. Last 2. Just like with the legs, the arms are nice and straight, nice and strong and active. Good. Last one. Bring those hands together in front of you and then lower them down toward the sides of your body. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands down through center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale through heart. Good. Open the hands back out once again. Palms down. And then shrug the shoulders down and back. So we'll step the right leg back the right leg will be the front one for the lunge. I had to step forward. You guys will step that left foot back and then really sink deep down into that leg. Yeah. So take that back inner thigh up, take the belly muscles in, and then open through the heart. Even flip the palms forward so they face the front of your space. Good. From here, pause and go a little bit deeper. Awesome. Bring those hands together in front 3 times. Inhale, open. Exhale, pulse. Good. 2 more. Good. Exhale. Inhale, open it back up. Exhale, release the hands back behind you. Interlace or draw thumbs together and just spread open through that heart. Root down through that back heel. It probably won't touch the floor. That's okay. And then if you want to, take a step further. Bow for humble warrior inside your front thigh. Arms go overhead. Just opening up through those shoulders. We just work them really hard. So giving a breath of gratitude through the arms. Good. Release the hands. Lift the heart, float the arms shoulder width apart overhead for warrior 1. Bring the arms to airplane arms, bow and hinge from the hips, and then maybe take off into warrior 3. Take your time here, just as we did in that initial pose. That left lifted leg is really active and working. The belly muscles are really charged up, and the arms aren't getting a break just yet either. 1 more breath, you're doing great. And then keeping just the right leg grounded, bend your left knee, come up to stand, maybe wobble a little bit, hands together at the heart. I'm going to step back so you can see. Left heel, left foot off the ground. Awesome. Bend through that right leg. You've got this. Eagle here. Good. Cross left leg over the right one. You've got options with these legs. Just hold it here and squeeze in. You can rest the left toes on the floor, or you can go for that full bind if that knee will allow you. Good. From here, open those arms out to the side, shine and open through your wings, and then we'll bring those palms together. Bend the elbows, and wrap that right elbow below the left. Maybe the backs of the hands meet, maybe you go for the full wrap. Wherever you're working, we have 3 breaths. Let's lift those elbows to the height of the shoulders and squeeze really heavily into midline here. Find your breath, come back to it. Good, 1 more. Nice. Undo just the arms. Reach them overhead, shoulder distance apart. Undo the legs. You're in chair pose. Squeeze into your midline. Exhale, airplane arms. Hands come back behind you. Chest lowers halfway. Just 2 more of these. Inhale, hips stay deep. Arms float up. Exhale, hinge and reach the fingertips back, working those shoulder blades. Last one. Good. From here, bring the hands together. You're parallel with the floor. And just start to slowly lift those sit bones, coming to forward fold. Release the hands. Feel free to step a little bit wider or keep the feet together. Notice what works for your body. Bend and bow. Take 3 more breaths here. Find a halfway lift on your next breath in. Lift through that heart. And on your exhale, float it back to plank pose. Nice neutral gaze, softness here. Choose if you're staying in plank or if you're coming along 3 of those nice yoga push-ups. Good. Keep the core nice and energized. Keep the elbows soft wherever you're at. Relax your jaw. On your final push-up, hover for a breath, and then all of us will release completely down to the floor, clicking the tops of the feet in and lifting the heart for cobra. Nice, easy, soft shoulders here, nice long neck. Take 2 more breaths in cobra. Release to the ground as you're ready. Curl the toes under and stretch it back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Good. We'll come to forward fold as you're ready. Inhale, halfway lift. Activate the hands and lift the arms out to the sides, palms face down. Good. So just shrugging those shoulders onto the back of the body. Nice. From here, use your glute strength to lift you all the way to stand. Face the palms forward, relax those shoulders. Exhale, hands come together at the heart or in front of the heart. Inhale, open. 2 more. Good. Inhale and open. Flip the palms and then stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart. Inhale. Exhale. Cleansing the body with breath. Good. Hands together at the heart. This time the left foot comes forward. That right leg is the back one, and we're coming to a lunge pose. Drop into your lunge, find your foundation first. And then as you're ready, lift up through the chest and the heart, open the arms out to the sides, palms down for now. Press into your right leg, charge it up, gather in your belly muscles. Good. 3 times. Open the hands forward. Exhale, bring them straight out in front. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good. Inhale and open. Exhale, release the hands behind you. Inhale, open the chest and the heart. Exhale, perhaps hinge into that humble warrior. Really try and let go of any neck tension or jaw energy that might be still clinging and holding on. Take the left hip back gently and take 2 more breaths here. Good. Take your time to float it back into that warrior one. Undo the hands and stretch them over the shoulders. Sink a little deeper into your thigh. Nice. As you exhale, we'll come down to airplane arms, hinge from that left hip, and maybe lift off into warrior 3. Find that nice, solid activation of the right leg, toes angled down. Shrug those shoulders onto the back and pull your belly gently inward. 2 more breaths. You're doing beautifully. Good. So remember, we come up to stand, but that right leg does not come down, right? So we lift that right leg up. We'll bring the hands together, and then we'll sink down into that eagle form. So I'll give you a breath or 2 to find your leg variation that works for your body. Good. And then we'll open our wings, our eagle wings here, and then we'll bring the hands straight out in front of us. Bend at the elbows, and this time the left arm is the bottom. Find your arm variation. Raise up through the elbows, making sure that the chest is opening and not rounding forward. That sometimes is the tendency. So we really want to shine that heart forward and sink down more through the hips. We'll get into the hips here in a moment to unravel some of this energy. Stay nice and strong and squeeze into midline. 1 more breath. Good. Unravel, coming to chair pose. Stay deep in those thighs, open and shine through the heart. 2 more breaths. Sink lower. You can. You've got it. Awesome job. Exhale, hands together. Sweet surrender. Forward fold. Let that pent-up energy move through you by breathing it out through the mouth. That breath is so powerful for just cleansing energy and stagnant things in the body, just moving stuff through us. Shifting prana. Good. Feet together or hip distance, halfway lift. Exhale to plank pose. Staying in plank for 3 breaths or 3 more push-ups. You choose. You're in charge of your practice, your body. You know, and only you know what's best for you. Good, lowering all the way down when you're ready and coming up to Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. 3 big breaths here. Good, stretch that right foot through and forward. Take the left hand over to the left and start to turn and twist open to the right. Maybe the top fingers reach up toward your ceiling, or maybe stretch them forward so you've got this big long line from back heel to front fingertips, bicep over that top ear. Good, with these last 3 breaths, I invite you to drop a little deeper into your thigh and connect a little more heavily through your back straight leg. Nice. From here, bring that right hand down inside of your right foot. Align the hands so they're shoulder distance apart. As you inhale, lift up through that heart. Nice. And as you exhale, sink a little deeper and open the right knee out toward the right. Feel that nice little opening here in the right outer hip. Soften the gaze and just taking 2 or 3 more breaths here. Feel free to wiggle and move if that feels right for you. Good. Take your right hand to the outside of the foot. Stretch to 3-legged down dog. Bend the right knee and open to that direction. Come back to your breath. Good. Step the right foot forward once again. And then we're going to shift that right foot way over to the left so your front heel is lining up with your back toes. Nice. Click the back toe or the back heel down toward the floor. You'll feel some energy in the back of that front leg. If this is at all too much, prop up or feel free to step that back foot in just a little bit. Yeah. And then when you're ready, we'll extend the heart through and forward just a little bit here. And taking 3 breaths, kind of working the outside of that front leg. Feel free to straighten out fully through the leg, keeping a gentle bend in it, or keep as much bend in that front knee as you need for your body today. Just 2 more breaths right here. Good, we'll bring it back to down dog. Pause and feel, breathe and release. Good, and step that left foot forward. Connect to the back leg. Turn it open when you're ready to the left. Top fingers overhead or shift them forward. But wherever you're working, we'll gather those shoulder blades onto the back. We'll turn open a little bit more, and then we'll connect the belly button toward the spine and press through that back heel. So wherever you're working, I just want you to take another breath and find a little bit more extension right here. Good. The left hand lowers to the inside of the foot. We square the torso off with the floor. We lift and extend, breathing the heart through and forward, and then we open that left knee to the left. Now, I just want you to keep your awareness on the back leg. It's going to want to sink, right? So do the best you can to keep that back inner thigh lifting, and you can even take your front left hip back and keep stretching out through the chest and the side bodies. That'll help get into that left hip and side body a little bit more. Good. Plant the hands as you're ready. Take your time here, and we'll stretch it to 3-legged dog, bending and opening to the other direction. Good. We'll bring that left foot forward again and shift it over to the right. Heel to toe alignment. Yeah, walk the back foot in a little bit if needed. And then we just, again, stretch through the torso and the chest. Breathe into the side bodies. And if you need or want a little bit more depth, take that front left hip back. You'll start to really feel some outer leg stretch. Soften the jaw. Neck is long. Good. Bend through the front knee. We'll take it one more time back to your down dog, neutralizing through the body here. 3 breaths. Bring it down to the knees for all 4s. Lift the right knee up and just give it 3 big circles in each direction. So again, that right foot will stay nice and flexed. The elbows have softness in them. And just like as we started, the neck finds length and it lifts just a little bit. Good. Release the right knee and switch to the left as you're ready. Find your rhythm and take your 3 big circles. So it might be slower or faster than my pace, whatever works for your body, for your system. Good, and then that left knee lowers. The feet flatten out if they're not quite already, and we shift back toward our heels. Awesome. So I just want you to bring your hips off to one side for a few seated poses here. Prop yourself up on something if you need to. We're going to start in Baddha Konasana, so those soles of the feet come together. Start with the hands back behind you, soft elbows once again, and then offering those knees down toward the earth. Good. Any amount that the inner thighs feel this initial stretch. Stay with that and offer your breath there. If you want to go deeper, you can keep the hands behind you and lower the chest, or you can shift so that the hands come down to the shins or the calf or the shins or the ankles, and then offer the heart forward. But that's again that bow from the hips rather than rounding the spine. So we always want to keep that chest opening forward and through. You've got 3 more breaths here. The gaze can just be down toward the front of your mat, or feel free to close those eyes and just feel that rhythm of the breath once again. Good. Bring the heart and the torso upright. Extend the right leg nice and long. The sole of that left foot to the inner right thigh, and we'll again sit up nice and tall. Good. Hands to either side of the front leg. Lift up through the heart and exhale, bow over the front leg. Leave the hands to either side or bring them down to the shin or even to the foot if that feels appropriate for your right leg. Try and offer the left knee toward the earth if it'll work. Maybe it doesn't today, that's all right. And more importantly, plug in evenly through both sit bones. Yeah. So you're really stretching through that front right leg. Even just opening up the hamstring and the calf muscles will help unravel some of the quadricep work we did today. So using those opposite muscles to support us. Good. Connect up as you're ready. Lift your right knee. Foot is on the floor. And as we inhale, we're going to turn to the right here. So we'll release that right hand back behind us. And the reason we're turning this direction is so we can really anchor down through the extended right leg, but also that left leg. So relax your left hand so it's not around your shin. Press into that left foot, and then let this twist come more from the obliques and more from the spine and side bodies than the arm. Good. Inhale the heart lifting. Exhale, turning gently more, any amount. Good. Inhale, come back around through center, just a gentle counter twist to the opposite side. Keep that spine nice and tall. Inhale, we bring it back to center, extend the left leg. Right knee bends and the sole of the foot connects to the inner thigh. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, and fold. Soften the jaw. Lengthen the neck. Good. Last breath here. And the inhale will lift us back upright. Plant the right foot on the floor just inside that inner leg. Inhale and sit up tall. Exhale, release both your hands. Use the core strength to turn to the left. Yeah. Press into the right foot. Lengthen up through the chest and the spine, and then turn open any amount more that feels right. Bend through that back elbow and keep the breath nice and steady here. Good. Gently come back to neutral. Easy counter twist. Just one breath, other direction. Good. Come back to center. Bend both knees. I'm going to shift to the side view, and then we'll lower down our bridge pose. Placing the back on the floor, the knees are bent, stacking just a little in front of those hips. The heels are in line with the hips. And then we'll just rest those arms beside the body, palms down. Activate the palms. So the fingers spread open with excitement. And then press down through the palms and lift the heart up a little bit so the upper back comes off your mat. And bring those shoulder blades more in connection with one another. Good. Again, lengthen through the neck. So that might mean tucking the chin a little bit. From here, lift those hips as you're ready. Good. And I want you to soften through the hamstring muscles. Soften through the glute muscles. Good. Stay in bridge pose or feel free to raise one leg up toward the ceiling. Keep the awareness behind the heart here and keep curling those shoulder blades together on the back body. I like shoulder bladers a little bit. Good. Release that foot if you lifted and change sides. Whatever leg is lifted, just pay attention to your hips. Sometimes they come off kilter, so I just want you to drop down through that hip. And you may not need to. Good. Lower both feet. One more breath here in your bridge pose. And then release down through the hips. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open to the sides. Close your eyes. If the arms are beside the torso, flip the palms up in an offering to receive what is. See if you can connect the shoulder blades more onto your mat or your surface below you. Let go of any leg energy and just breathe here. Another invitation, place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. We'll come back to stillness here to close off our practice. If this Baddha Konasana is too much on the hips, feel free to extend those legs or just keep the knees bent and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Wherever you are, commit to the practice of letting go, of surrendering to the fruits of your practice today. Letting the body be nurtured by your movements today and by your breath right now. I invite you to stay in this form as long as you need to. I'm going to say thank you for this practice today. Thank you for the gift of your energy from wherever you are at. And please stay well and safe. Love to you all. Namaste.